some of the fun times we've had together as a family. And I'm narrating. I'm Marjorie Dankers, and
I'm Bob Dankers, the father of our 4 children, which will be seen in this sequence. On with the show. This is the Rose Parade.
we attended this many years, took the children to see it.
Say what year it is.
And these are just some of the pictures of the Rose Parade. Here's Roy Rogers. He was a famous movie actor and cowboy at that time. Great friend of the kids.
This is a picture of one of the floats. All these floats are covered with flowers. There's no artificial paper on there at all. It's all flower. It's a beautiful parade. There's a million people that see this parade every year. It's held on the first of the year in Pasadena, California. As you've seen by that last float, it says beat Illinois. Illinois was playing in the Rose Bowl that year. That's Andy Devine up there. There's old Hoot Gibson.
No.
Hopalong
Cassidy.
Hopalong Cassidy, an old-time cowboy.
That's Leo Carrillo there. He was another old-time actor. There's our daughter Susan, and that's Grandma Dankers and me doing a little dancing in our driveway there in Pomona, California.
At 1230 West 4th Street in Pomona, California.
We always had a good time when Grandma come down to visit us. And that's Bobby. That's our 3rd child.
He was quite a boy.
There's our dog Cinder and Susan.
That's our 2nd child, Susan, climbing in the old Plymouth.
That's a little old second-hand car that Daddy bought me so I'd have a car to get around in while he was at work.
This is Mother and Sharon Dankers. This is my eldest son, my eldest brother's daughter. There's Bobby again, always inquisitive.
Trying to turn his somersaults.
That's my sister Carol and myself. That's my youngest sister.
Carol sure loved the kids. She loved to come down and the kids all loved her. Always had a good time together.
There's Sharon again with Bobby. Here it is at Easter time, Easter Sunday. We'd all just been to church.
There's Brent, our oldest boy, and Sharon again, and Bobby. And that's Grandma and myself all dressed up in our Easter outfits. The house in the background with the white fence around it was the first house we lived in when we moved to Pomona. There's a fun time with their Easter baskets.
Carol again, enjoying the kids. That's my mother and sister and myself. As you notice, I got hair there.
That's when he got his crew cut, didn't you? Had your hair cut and he was rubbing your hair?
That's when I come home in the new Ford station wagon.
Our first brand new car that we bought.
No, 49 Ford before that was the first one.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's right.
There's Merlene and Fred Longson, and that's over in Mesa, Arizona. We're going to Temple. Fred and I are crying because we had to pay full price for a half-day stay at the motel. Fred and Marge and Merlene. There's Bob and Marge coming out of the Mesa Temple.
We had taken an excursion and gone on an excursion that our ward had over there from Pomona.
It was a fun time. We had a good turnout from our ward. Oh, here we are up in
Beaver, Utah.
Beaver, Utah on Dick and Marion Snell's place. Is that David or Jack on the horse?
That looks like David.
With
Brent, I'd say.
there's Sue and Mary Catherine. Oh, that's my old friend Herb Astel and his boy.
He was best man at our wedding.
I don't know if that's Pat or Mike. That's Idonna, his wife.
She didn't want her picture taken because she had her
And
hair all
curlers
up.
in her hair.
That's it? Go ahead.
That's Betty and Bill when they were down here visiting us, and we're down at the ocean. Betty's my oldest sister. Well, she's not older than I am, but she's the oldest sister I have now. And that's her husband, Bill. We're at Knox Berry Farm here.
That's Betty and I walking. There's Bill. We haven't been able to get them to come down too often. Bill never felt real good down in the damp climate.
That's an old DNRG railroad train at Knox Berry Farm that they have there. There's Marge coming out of the bar there at Knox Berry Farm after she drank sarsaparilla. Betty and Marge.
This was shopping down in Tijuana, Mexico. As I recall, Betty bought her a hat finally that day, and I bought me a pretty blue shawl. We had a good time just roaming around New Mexico, or not New Mexico.
There's Bill and myself. If I remember right, this was the day before the big earthquake. Do you remember, honey?
Yes. They were all ready to pack the bags and go home.
Yeah, I remember we were laying in bed and I heard Betty say to Bill, "Get up, Bill, we're going home." That's the ferry coming over from Coronado. We're going over and they're coming over. That's some of the boats in San Diego Bay. That's the Coronado ferry.
Looks like some of the warships out there.
I want you to watch this right here. Watch this right here now.
stopped and walked down on the beach on the way home. As you can see, the tide was starting to come in a little higher.
This was a time when your mother was getting ready for her operation. She had a goiter operation, and right after they went back up to Utah.
And this is Boulder Dam. We took the children over to see Boulder Dam on one of our trips up to Utah.
Isn't this when Mother and Dad was with us? I had a telescopic lens that I didn't know how to use. You can see that, don't you?
Okay, now
That's in the backyard at Grandma Earnshaw's. There's Patty. There's Bobby. Yeah, that's that old 718 West First North.
Grandma's old wash tub.
That house isn't there anymore. There's Patty. That's Marge's sister's youngest daughter, Afton, and Jess's.
That's Brent, Sue, and Bobby, and Pat.
And there's Grandpa Earnshaw.
That's my father.
And there's Brent in his happier days. That's a good picture of Patty there.
Looked like she'd bob 'em for apples.
There's Margie's sister, Afton.
That's what Brent was crying about. They had a water gun and somebody was squirting him. That's my sister Elva out in front of Grandma's. And that's Barbara and Pat. That's two of the kids' cousins. That's my mother and Dad. Dad used to always like to tease Mom, always called her Tootie.
We're just getting ready to leave then, and that we're all saying goodbye.
Trying to get a family group picture in there with Mom and Dad.
There's Jess, Hailstone,
My-
Afton's husband.
That was one of Renee's boyfriends. That I don't remember his name now. And that's Nyla Jean.
That's my brother Jerry and one of his girlfriends.
He's Lederhosen that
He had
got
just
when
come back off his mission in Holland. I can't remember.
I don't remember her name either.
There's our dear friend Frank Campbell and his daughter,
And
Bernice Wheat, Ralph Gardner.
that was Ralph. This girls that belong to my club. That's Verna and Shirley. And Bernice and Ralph and Frank. And the children.
That must be David, huh?
There's Aunt Carol.
And her brood coming home from church. We're down at Grandma Danker's house now.
That's Susan and Bobby doing their dance. That's one thing they loved to do together. Every time we had a picture, they were dancing.
All right.
That's my mother and her brother, Uncle Frank. This was out in Oakley, Utah. We had gone out there to see them, and that's my Aunt Minnie, Uncle Frank's wife, who loved to grow flowers. And there's my dad, and that's Aunt Florence. That's my mother's half-sister. And that's her daughter, Utana, I believe.
And that's my dad. Going up the back steps. That's my brother Jerry and his girlfriend, and Susie, our daughter.
I don't remember that girl, what her name was.
That's my oldest sister Edith and her husband George. Both of them have passed on now. That's Carol, my youngest sister. And that's Ruth and Kent. Ruth is my elder brother's wife. And that's their daughter Sharon. Is that Ken again?
Yeah, that looks like Kent in the swing. And Sharon. And that's a real good friend of mine, Lois Bishop, and Verna again. This was taken down at Verna's place, I believe they're on 3rd North. That's Lois and her little boy, and I can't remember which one it was. If John was one of the boys' name.
That's Grandpa Earnshaw and
Bobby
Bobby.
and Susan.
Because we're getting ready to take off.
This is when I had been up to Salt Lake for my operation, my thyroidectomy, and
That's Grandpa and his little missionary, Brent. Now we're back down to Beaver on our way home. And that's Brent and Jack.
Bob and Grandma, his mother, took the children home while I remained in Salt Lake to recuperate from my surgery for a couple of weeks.
There's the collie. What's his name, remember?
No. Oh, Pippi.
Pippi, yeah. Pippi.
Only had 3 legs, didn't it, the dog?
Well, he didn't there. He did later on. He had one leg cut off.
That's Dick telling his boys goodbye. Bobby in the swing. There's Marion.
There, Marion. She lives up in Chowchilla now. Dick is gone. He's passed on.
She and the children were living in Beaver while Dick was working down in Pomona. Wasn't he doing electrical work down there? He was a lineman or...
A high lineman. He left her up there on the farm to run it.
There's Brent on his 5th birthday. And Susan and Bobby. 5 years old, Brent is.
That's about the only picture we got of Sue holding still.
Brent and his bow tie. He wasn't too happy about putting that on in his suit. If I remember right, that's what Carol or your folks sent him for his birthday, wasn't it, honey?
I don't remember. But there they are, 3 little angels. Steve had not come yet. He wasn't too far behind. There's the proud papa.
Unhappy Brent, and Susan's trying to console him. Now, this is Bobby's 2nd birthday. 2 years old. And
No, we're up in Utah again.
this was the Christmas, the only Christmas we went home.
Yeah,
took the
we went
children
up
home.
sleigh riding up there.
And this is sleigh riding up there, and we sure had a good time. The
We
kids
had a-
really enjoyed it. That's Brent there.
We really had a ball. That's Kent.
That was their first experience in snow, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
That's my eldest brother's son, and that's
Sharon.
his daughter. Oh, and this was Christmas at Grandpa and Grandma Earnshaw's.
There's our Christmas tree. There's Bobby.
Yeah, that's Bobby.
Sue's looking at her dolls, and there's Brent under the tree. This
There
is-
we are at Christmas dinner at Grandma, and there's Grandpa carving a turkey. Grandpa and Grandma.
There's Uncle Jess.
Oh, that's Frank. Frank
Oh,
and
yes,
Bobby
that's
Williams.
right. Well, it looked like Jess at first.
There's Oak and Verna
This was the dinner we got together with our best friends up
down at Oak and Shirley's, or Oak and Shirley, at Frank and Verna's house we
That's
were at.
Bob and Melva Williams there.
These are all kids that we grew up with. We went from kindergarten right on through high school.
That's Shirley and Bob Okeson, whom we call Shirts and Oak.
You have to be quiet.
There's Buck and Verna. That's Frank Campbell and Verna. That's Marge in the background there.
What would you call that, dear?
What would I call that? A mistake. Frank's taking the picture. We've really been quite fortunate with that bunch.
That looks like Grandpa there
Yeah, that is Grandpa with a teddy bear.
with some of the Christmas toys they got.
And Grandma.
This was up at Big Bear.
Yeah, we're up Big Bear. Freezing to death. I remember you trying to heat the chicken up. It's cold.
We took Grandpa and Grandma Earnshaw for a ride one Saturday.
We went over to Apple Valley, remember?
Yes, we
And
wanted to
then
go
come
see
up the back side.
see what Apple Valley was, and
Now this
End
is
up in
Sue
Big Bear.
again.
Sue, and that's Brent there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Brent.
There's Bobby.
Now watch Sue. There's my girl. Bobby, he's not gonna let that sandwich get away from him, or banana, or whatever he's got
Bananas,
there.
I recall. Yeah,
There's Jess, dear old Jess, and Patty, and Afton, Mother. We're at our house, I think it was Easter time.
on 4th Street.
Yeah, on 4th Street. Does it say what year that's on?
Just Easter, 1953.
We're holding our own Easter parade in our living room. It's Dad and Mother and Afton, Patty. Oh, we're sneaking pictures here. There's Marge.
They were putting on their Easter outfits.
Susan's modeling her Easter dress. Patty's modeling her Easter dress. And Bobby's got his Easter outfit on. And there's Brent. And there is Nyla. And there's Grandpa and Grandma. And there's Jess and Afton.
What a Romeo, huh?
Lovers, that's what we were. And there's Marjorie.
Where's Bob?
He didn't come in.
You must have been taking the pictures, huh? Brent and Patty.
In your Easter bonnet, with all the thrills upon it. That's what we were having, an Easter parade. We sure shot a lot of film here. Oh, here's the boys next door now.
This was taken in August of 1953. Oh, well, there's some pictures of Zion's and Bryce Canyon there.
Or is this?
Yeah, it's Zion's and Bryce in 1953.
Cedar Branch, I thought, man. But no, I guess it isn't.
That's Zion's there.
Yeah, you're in the bottom looking up. That's Zion. Sure didn't know how to use that telephoto lens.
Some beautiful scenery. Doesn't show up so
That's
much the way
natural
we took
bridge
it, but
there, I think.
Mhm. This is on Bryce.
Now we're over at Bryce's. On top looking down in.
Don't remember the name. That was the two sisters or something. They're all named, but I don't recall what they are now.
That's a beautiful canyon, really is. The colors are just beautiful down there. That's
Yes, this really doesn't do it justice.
justice.
Pictures never do a thing.
That's Aunt Marie, my father's youngest sister, Marie Cap. And that's Dad, what you can see of him. He's getting ready to go to work. Dad was a conductor on the Union Pacific Railroad. I guess he was going to work. And there's Mother. And there's Marjorie.
Aunt Betty.
We're in Mother's backyard. We always ate when we come here.
Get the families all together. My mother and dad and all of Bob's family.
Now we're next door over there at the Whites.
That's Sue and Brent
And I can't remember their boy's name.
and Vicky.
And Vicky, that's
Vicky's
little
the little
Vicky.
girl.
That's my bathing beauty, Susan.
Getting ready to dive.
And there's Bobby. Oh, Vicky's unhappy. Her dad wanted her to get in the pool and she didn't want to get in. And there's Brent and Sue, and there's Sue and Vicky, and I can't remember his name, David or something. That's Bobby, my water dog. And there they all are in the pool. Watch this graceful Susan now. She's going to demonstrate how to fall down with class. I'm quite sure she's going to do it here. There it is. There it is. Oh!
This is Eva and Carol and the kids down at Santa Monica Beach. We're taking them down for a drive.
That holding on to Eva there.
Susan? Eva and Carol had come down on their vacation. That was one of Carol's girlfriends. They'd come down to spend a couple of weeks with us.
That's Skinny me. Anybody recognize me? That's Carol.
That's Susan and me.
This is the water fight in the backyard Carol and Eva had.
With the kids, they were playing.
There's Bobby getting Eva. I'm telling you, he's going to drown her.
Now this looks like a birthday party. Brent's first birthday party on his 6th birthday. And I don't think I can begin to tell you all of their names.
Well, I know that's the black girl
Raylene
there.
Black. And of course there's Susan.
And that's Barbara
Oh, that's
Hurlbert.
Barbara Hurlbut.
Eddie Ortiz is there. Don't remember all the kids, but we remember some of them. Still see some of them. There's Eddie.
That's the little boy that Brent used to go to school with, play with, combined.
There's Raylene Black.
The other children, they're all members of the church. They're in primary,
And
that's Dow
Black.
Raylene's brother, oldest brother.
And that's Mother. And kids hold still long enough, I might be able to recognize some of them. Oh, there's Alder and Marge Dixon.
This is a girl that I worked with in Salt Lake, one of the first jobs I had in the county clerk's office. And then they moved down to California. And we come down to California when we get on our honeymoon, and they talked us into going into the cleaning business down here. And that's when we purchased the Rose Cleaners over in Firestone.
And that's their two daughters there. I can't remember their name.
Valerie and
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Valerie was the older
That's
one. That's Stephanie.
Valerie
That's
there in
Valerie.
the plaid shirt.
And they were dolling up and curling hair and dressing up like all girls do. They had come over to spend the day or visit. I believe they had come over for dinner. We had them over for dinner one day.
Two Margies. Good friends.
They live in Lakewood, California now. And their girls are all married and moved out.
They had another one too.
I thought they just had the two girls,
Oh, they had three. The youngest one, remember?
Valerie and Stephanie.
Same age as Stephen.
Hmm.
That's Susan. We went to Salt Lake for Halloween one year. And that's Susan all dressed up.
This is Halloween in
And that's-
1953
That's Brent.
with a spaceman. That's his cousin Kent. He was dressed up as a spaceman too.
And there's Sharon.
She was a gypsy.
That Bobby there is the clown. And that old feller was Grandpa, my dad.
He always enjoyed having a good time with the kids. Got a big bang out of the kids.
He really enjoyed his kids.
And guess who?
Ooh.
That's the kid's dad. That's Bob. Bob and I dressed up that night, went out trick-or-treating along with the kids. No, we went out on our own afterwards, didn't we?
We went down to a lot of our friends' house and knocked on their door, and they didn't know us either.
And this is my mother and dad looking at some of their cards on their 50th wedding anniversary on the 4th of November, 1953. With all of their grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Well, maybe they didn't have any great-grandchildren then, did they? This was all of their, just their grandchildren. There's Bobby and Pat.
Your mother and dad sure look good there.
And their three daughters, Sylva, Afton, and Marjorie.
That's the whole Earnshaw tribe right there.
Boy, you can tell we're a kissing group, huh?
Mother holding 50 yellow rosebuds, mother and dad.
They sure had some beautiful flowers sent to them by their friends and family.
Dad's got 25, mother's got 25. It was a good day. That wasn't the day it snowed, was it?
No, that was on Mother's birthday that it snowed so bad when we went up there on her 90th birthday. And there we are in the getting dressed up, cleaned up, come have our picture taken.
Afton and mother Earnshaw. I was razzing her about hiding her money.
Getting in her wardrobe.
Your mother was a pretty good sized woman there.
Mm-hmm.
There's Marge. She's getting all prettied up. That's Betty and Carol and my mother. My two sisters and my mother.
There's Susan doing her dance.
Brent on the floor crying. Now you're going to fight. That's Patty.
Chewing her gum.
She is a pretty girl.
They
Still
were-
is.
Trying to decide what they were going to do to perform.
Bobby knew.
Just giving Patty a spanking.
With Dad and Elva and Mother. Afton and Jess and Patty. The light was bothering Mother's eyes. There's the 3 son-in-laws.
Afton offered him cookies. We, the girls had all made cookies. We had made cookies and brought them up for their anniversary. We certainly had a beautiful selection of them. They were really delicious, but after a few of them, they got a little tiring.
That's myself and Mother and Dad. That picture's worth a lot to me. Elva and Lyle.
This was on our trip back to Utah.
That's the Manti Temple.
We brought your mother and dad back with us this
Yeah,
year.
Mother and Dad come back with us.
We went down through southern Utah, took them down through the canyons.
And over to the dam. This is all, well, we caught Dad coming out the bushes there. Manti Temple. We spent the night in St. George, remember, huh?
Mm-hmm. There's some of the fall foliage along the way. The trees were beautiful, but it started to turn beautiful gold. Cold, brisk day. This was on our way back from the wedding anniversary.
Yeah, the 50th wedding anniversary.
Your mother and dad rode back with us.
And we went down through Bryce and Zion Canyon and over to the dam.
It's Bryce Canyon again.
We were in the evening here.
This is at sunset. You just see the sun on the top of the pinnacles there.
We were really too late.
And this is the St. George Temple.
No, that's
isn't
the
it?
dam, I think.
Was that the part of the dam? Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the dam, Hoover Dam. Oh, I cut somebody's head off there. There's Sue and Mother. There's a little waterfall alongside the dam there. That's the water all backed up by the dam. That's quite a dam. That's all it right there.
We were trying to get a picture of Lake Mead here, but
With a telephoto lens.
it didn't quite reach. Well, here we are.
In Las Vegas. This is down by the old UP depot. Oh, that's Christmas at home now.
This is Christmas of 1953. Brent's boots and Susan's doll and her doll case, their train, Ferris wheel. We always had a pretty tree. We used to go out and buy a live tree. We never put our tree up until Christmas Eve.
We did too. Christmas morning. There the kids are, just getting up and getting their presents.
Whoop, that a train wreck. And this is the Rose Parade on January 1st, 1954. There again, the pictures really don't do the justice to the beautiful floats that they have in color, all made with flowers,
There's
petals.
Leo again, Carrillo, whatever his name is.
Some of the bands. More pretty floats.
There's Hoppy again.
As you can see, he was in most all of the parades down there.
Every year, him and Leo. Too bad we don't remember what the floats were, but we don't remember. That's Mother Goose. This is the National Trophy. This was Anheuser-Busch. Oh, there's Dad at the Los Angeles Temple. They were just constructing it. We took them over there to show them it.
And this was in January of 1954.
It's a big temple. And there's Mother outside. You can see all the lumber around. And Dad. This was in Santa Monica. And there's Dad Earnshaw.
That's Brent. The Easter time, 1954. And Sue.
And Grandma and Mother. And Grandpa. Standing in the driveway at 1230 West 4th Street, Pomona. There's that handsome man again.
You mean my dad?
Yeah. Your dad was a good-looking man. There's Sue. She's off again.
That's Phyllis Fujimoto. That's a little girl that I used to take care of. It was near Bobby's age, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
They played together, had a good time together.
That's Barbara and Sue, Barbara Hurlbert and Sue. Easter at the Dankers again. We always manage to get the camera out on holidays. Now I wish we'd have done it more often. I'm getting old. Mother and her 3 children. There's a whole herd of us right there. Oh, look who's here.
That's Stephen,
This is our baby, Stephen.
4 months old.
Is he 4 months old there?
According to this, it is born in 1955, in March of 1955, and he's about 4 months old. So it's written on the can.
You ought to see that bull moose now.
And Grandma Dankers had come down to help me take care of him, take care of me, give me till I got my strength back.
Oh, he'd love that picture. That little thing grew to 6'4", 260 pounds now. Hard to believe.
The boys all looked pretty much alike when they were born, didn't they?
Yeah. Poor Sue. I don't know what she looked like. We must be out in Lagoon. All the kids like the water. None of them are scared of it. I'm sure glad for that. We've had a lot of fun in the ocean and that. That's Renee I'm dunking there. Daddy's going to get stuck in the slide here with Bobby. Oh, there's a big slide. That's Renee coming down. Wasn't long before they were all coming down it. Big, small. I'm trying to entice Sue to jump in. She don't trust me. There's Bobby.
Is that Brent hightailing it, or? This is the 24th of July.
Celebration down at Riverside Park. The old Riverside State was having it.
That's Frank Campbell taking the kids for a ride on the horse.
And that's Bobby and Sue on the horse with Buck. There's old Pa Okeson, Oak's dad. And there's Connie.
That's Peggy.
Oh, that's Peggy, yeah. And there's Shirley. Oh, we're up Bear Lake now, up above Logan there. Spending the day, getting the boat off. That's Buck and myself, rocking old Buck's motorboat.
Trying to get a lunch.
There's all the kids waiting to get in the boat to go for a ride.
Susan and David, and couldn't get there fast enough to see them.
There they are. Old Buck's got the whole herd of them in there. We sure had some great times up there on that lake with the gang.
That's Verna and some of the kids sitting there. And Frank and Bob. It's a beautiful lake. Susan and, oh, now we're back down to my place. There's Grandpa out cutting these hollyhocks.
That's not Grandpa, that's me.
That was Grandpa.
Yeah,
That's
but
you
that's
there. You were taking out the old apple tree, if I remember right.
Cutting out a tree for Grandma that was giving her trouble.
The old apple tree there. And that's Grandpa and Grandma among the hollyhocks. They have lining their driveway. That's Bob Erickson giving Renee a haircut with a pair of shears.
Yeah, they got married and had 5 children. And there's Mother and Carol and Dad. We're having a crying time here. We're saying goodbye, and we're taking Carol with us, I think. Aren't we? Yeah, we took Carol with us. There's Betty. And Mother, Dad, Earnshaw. And Dad.
Dancing family we have here. That's Mr. Reinhardt there. Mr. and Mrs. Reinhardt, they used to live across the street from us on 4th Street down there in Pomona. And this was up at their motel. Right
Remember where?
up in Visalia.
Visalia, California. We're up to Redwoods here. I'm sitting on a bench, and that's Bobby and Brent. Susie. And there's some of the redwoods.
It's a lady feeding the deer that come out there. That's me feeding it there.
That's
isn't it?
Marge, yeah. Now this is a big redwood. That's the inside of it. It's been destroyed by fire. But oh, that's a huge tree. We're hiking up and standing in it. You can
See the size of it.
see the size of that. We're inside of it there. Bruce O'Denning
And Helen.
and Helen were up at their house in Fresno. We spent a week with them. They took us up on the dam, on the lakes and that.
That's Friant Dam. May 30th, 1954. That's their girl Linda. And they had a boy Philip. And Bob used to work with Bruce with Sunshine
Oh, they
Biscuit.
both retired from Sunshine.
That's his big, was it bulldog?
Boston Bull. Not a Boston Bull.
Pit bull or
No, it wasn't a
No.
pit bull. English bull.
English bull?
That's their boy Philip there, Bruce playing catch with. That's Larry Jacobson's wife.
Mary Lou.
And there's Larry, cleaning up the old house we used to live in. That must have been somebody's party there.
It's Brent's 7th birthday and Susan's 6th birthday. That's Wayne Burgess there in the blue shirt. I remember
That's the
him.
black girl there next
And
to him.
Raylene Black. I can't see who the other boy. Well, that's Thompson,
Yeah,
Brent's friend, Mike Thompson.
Mike.
And Johnson boy,
He's saying 6.
Elva Johnson's boy, and I can't think of his first name.
It's Bobby's 4th birthday here. Guess what he got for birthday?
Didn't quite make it. There he did.
Oh, Dick and Marion and the 3 Snells. That's a picture worth a weight
Mary,
in gold.
Catherine, Jack, and David.
This was up to St. George Temple. We had driven Dick and Marion up there to go through the temple.
Went through the temple with them. I was pregnant with Stephen.
Stephen.
And then Dixie Black.
There's Wayne again. There's a black boy. I don't... That's Raylene, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the blacks. There's Eddie there again. Must have been Sue's birthday, huh? Must have been Thanksgiving dinner.
Ron and Nyla. Patty and Afton and Jess.
Jerry and Mama. There's old Cinder. Christmas. Isn't it funny how we always had the camera on holidays?
Christmas 1954.
That was a good year.
They were all good years.
Yeah.
Well, Grandpa Earnshaw was down here with us.
Guess what Sue got for Christmas? Guess what Bobby got? What Brent got? There we are having Christmas dinner over at Afton's. And Jess is cutting the turkey. Bob Lee,
Nyland Ron, and Beloy, and Grandma Earnshaw, and Grandpa Earnshaw.
Dad resting up after the dinner, Mother, Jess, and his grandson, Eddie, isn't it? Teddy?
Ted.
Yeah. There's Grandpa
Yes,
and
Danny.
Danny and Teddy
Mm-hmm.
and Beloy. Beloy and Afton. That's 5 generations. Isn't it?
No, 3.
More than 3.
1, 2, 3, 4 generations. We always had a good time over at Afton's.
It was a great tradition.
I usually had the family on Thanksgiving, and then we went to Afton's for Christmas dinner. That's Beloy and Bob Lee, and their 2 oldest boys, Edward and Danny. Sue with their front tooth out.
Sue showing us what she wanted for Christmas, didn't get.
Oh, this is New Year's Eve party. That's Grandpa Hailstone
And Grandpa
and
Dankers.
Grandpa Dankers.
And there's Sue.
This was the party that Grandpa Earnshaw had rigged up. He always loved to have a party, and he was going to be old Father Time, and he wanted Brent to be the
New
New
Year.
Year. And Brent was embarrassed, but Grandpa insisted that we fixed him up with a diaper, so he got one of Afton's dish towels and made up a diaper like for him for the New Year.
There he is.
And he was so embarrassed, but he was a good sport. He was the New Year. Happy New Year. And shaking hands with the old year going out. And shooing out the old year.
There's Grandma.
That's Grandma Hailstone.
Stone.
That's Jess's mother and dad that were there with us that year. And Grandma Dankers and Grandpa Dankers.
We had the whole herd there that year.
We sure did. You used to have real good times. There's Bobby. He was kind of a party pooper. He went out in the kitchen. There he was, sound asleep on the chair.
Oh, we used to eat good.
There's Bobby pushing the baby that I got as a shower gift
For Steve.
when I was expecting Steve. It was a doll-like dress up with all of the blankets on it and everything I need for the new baby. And there is Stephen. He's 2 weeks old. Born March the 9th, 1955. And when Susan went next door to our neighbor and said, "Guess what, Lolly?" She says, "We got another stinking boy." She wanted a baby sister so bad.
There's Grandma helping out, bless her heart.
Giving Stephen his bath.
There's the two grandpas in the back of the Earnshaw home.
Sitting there visiting. Looked like Grandpa had been out hoeing and working in the garden.
Now we're up to zoo. Hogle Zoo in Salt Lake City.
This was in July of 1955.
There's a buffalo. And there's old brown bear.
Scratching his tummy. Oh, that feels so good. Scratching his tummy. And there's the kids on the train. Susan in front. Bobby and I.
That's a replica of the DNRG Streamliner. Now we're leaving the zoo. Everybody's so happy. This is the place monument.
In the mouth of Immigration Canyon. If I remember right, Grandpa Earnshaw did all the landscaping around that when he was landscape engineer for the state of Utah. We're up in the canyon with Merlene and
Fred Longson.
Fred Longson and Patty, their daughter Patty, and that's their son Paul. We went up and spent the day up in the canyon with our kids, and their kids had a good time.
I was trying to think what holiday it was. Labor Day or something.
And this is Labor Day holiday, and this is Jerry and Peggy Pedersen. Well, now Pedersen, it was
Powell.
Peggy Powell at that time. And we were having a water fight there at home on 4th Street. All started, it was on wash day, and I was out in the back porch washing,
And I was sitting on the porch fixing a bicycle.
and Peggy come, took a bucket of water and threw it on you, was it?
Yeah.
And we all ended up finally getting our suits and having a water fight with everybody. We sure had a gay old time. And the next day, this neighbor across the street put her house up for sale. She was kind of a grouch. And there's Stephen.
With Grandma Earnshaw.
Stephen and Grandma.
We're at their home.
Stephen, 3 months old. Vacation in Salt Lake. And that's his cousin,
Mike,
Mike. Betty and Bill's oldest boy.
he's a month older than Stephen. Mike couldn't crawl, remember?
Yeah.
There's Betty, Mike's mother.
We were trying to get him to crawl, but we couldn't get him to take off.
There's Mike's papa.
And Grandpa Earnshaw again. There's Grandma. We put a bottle up there for him thinking maybe he'd crawl over to get that, but he never did.
He laid there and pounded on the floor.
Well, that's Stephen there.
Yeah, that's Steve.
I think Steve and Brent look very much alike there. And Bobby. Now, like I said, they all three looked alike when they were small.
We always tried to go every year up home or someplace with our family. We sure enjoyed it. Highly recommend it to all the children to do that with their families. And take pictures. Here's Elva and Lyle. Lyle passed away this year. No, I guess it was last year. Last year he passed away.
October 1st, 1984.
My two performers, Sue and Bobby, and there's Peggy. What baby she got?
Must be Stephen. She's the one that used to give him all his shots. Aunt Peg.
Here's proud Papa with his son, Stephen. That should have been my Stephanie, but it was Stephen.
Oh, there's Sue holding him.
That the old Dodge there?
Yes.
I think it is, that your mother and dad come down in, huh?
Grandpa and Grandma, I can't see who they are in the back. It's not too clear.
Looks like the girls.
Yeah, that's Lyle holding Stephen on Grandpa and Grandma's front porch.
That's Nyla and them, and Renee and Barbara.
That's Afton, it looks like.
Well, maybe it's Afton, you and Elba.
Can't really see.
There's Grandpa and Grandma with all their grandkids.
It's like they're all eating popsicles.
The ice cream man must just come by.
Bobby and Stephen and Brent and
Renee. Barbara.
Nyla.
Remember them bushes there?
Those arborvitaes.
Yeah. I took them out too.
That's the whole family group.
Yeah, that's the whole gang of us. What year was that?
1955, when Steve was born, the year Steve was born. Vacation time in Salt Lake. Look, the kids all kissing them goodbye. I don't know where Steve was. Guess he was asleep.
Barbara and Renee.
Barbara and Renee.
Barbara and Renee. There, now there's Stephen.
Yep. Sound asleep. That looked like another birthday party. Barbara Hurlbut. I don't know the girl with the curls there. Brent. Can't think of that boy's name.
That's Sue. She just never holds still.
There's Stephen.
Is that Stephen or Bobby?
That's Stephen.
They look so much alike, I can't tell the difference.
All the boys look alike. This is Christmas, 1956. No, it'd still be 55. Excuse me.
Oh, there's Peggy with the jack-in-the-box, and Jerry.
That's Stephen. Well, that's Bobby there.
And Sue and Patty, and there's Brent.
Mm-hmm.
There's Afton. Is that you in between there?
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard time recognizing you. There we go. Here we are.
Bobby leading the song.
We're up in our house there on San Bernardino, aren't we?
Yep, we moved into our home up in San Bernardino, our house that we bought, and December 10th, 1955.
Now we're back out Marion and Dick's. The old barn.
This is up in Fresno, right?
This is up in Fresno.
Grandpa
took
and Grandma with us.
Dad and Mother with us.
There's the kids up on the haystack. Remember when the old rooster had Bobby cornered up there?
Yeah. Marion says we'll have that old buzzer for dinner if he don't quit it. There's the old house. That's all been torn down now.
That's where they come down off the haystack. We heard Bobby crying. We couldn't figure out what was wrong. There he was up there, and this old rooster had him wouldn't let him down. He was afraid he was going to peck him, I guess, or something. Kids had a good time out there on the farm.
New Year's at the Dankers.
It's New Year's, 1956, and Grandpa and Grandma Danker's down there with us again, getting ready to party. Having a gay old time. Another party pooper.
Yeah.
There's that Peg. We woke him up. That was our first Christmas tree in our new house. Jerry?
No, that wasn't
That
the
was
first.
Jerry there.
Yeah, but that wasn't the first Christmas tree. That's the second Christmas.
No, that was Christmas of 1954. That's when we moved in, and this was New Year's Eve. January of 56. I mean,
I don't know, but I don't think so.
that's New Year's Eve, 1956.
Well, when did we move into our house?
1955. December of 1955. This is the Rose Parade in 1956.
I'll tell you. I don't remember taking all these Rose Parade pictures.
We took pictures every time we went to the Rose Parade.
I didn't remember going to Rose Parade that many times then.
You didn't always go.
I think I went every time but the time you and Peggy went.
No, it was Afton and I
You
went.
and Acton. Who wants to get into all them people?
We sure have a lot of them.
Every year gets bigger and bigger. They sure handle the crowds nice down there, though.
Yes, they did.
On with the show. Let's get the parade over with.
Look.
Actually, we could have cut a lot of the parade out of there.
And save time. But it was all part of our life, I guess, huh?
Tiger Swing Band. Well, they were fun to watch. The grand prize winner for that year. Beautiful float.
Look at the silver on them horses. Another float.
There's Noah's Ark.
Wasn't that the Cal Poly float that year?
I don't remember. That was San Gabriel's float there.
Top Hat Band. Huntington Hotel float. It was quite a float. The Clown.
This is Stephen's first birthday. This had to be March of 1956.
I like the dainty candle.
Yeah, that's a big candle for his first birthday.
Boy, what did you get for birthday, Steve?
He's not too much interested.
Remember the old hassock?
Uh-huh. And this is Stephen's up at Barton Flats in June of 1956. Well, we went up there with Peg, and looks like Peg and Jerry.
I don't think we've been up there since, have we?
I don't think so either. There's Steve with his ball.
There's dear old Dad.
Guess who the bump on the log is there? Resting. Does Peg try to wind you up, get you up? This out in front taking a shower bath. Steve's trying to get up enough nerve to go in. You see all the groves across the street now, and it's all in homes. Who was that? Do you remember? With Steve?
I think it's Mike.
That's
Mike.
it is. Yeah, that's Mike. Steve's.
Mike Ruffner, Steve's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's what's his name?
Lonnie's brother. I can't think of his name though. Grandpa and Grandma must have brought Mike down. Grandma wanted somebody in the picture with her, and Grandpa didn't want to, it looks like. There we go. And Brent with his dad's sailor hat on, looks like.
Where's that at?
Down at your place. It's on vacation
Oh.
in 1956.
There's Carol. Remember we got her out of bed?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's Stephen.
poor little Steve.
That's
He
the
didn't
first
like the
time we
ocean.
took him down the ocean, and it was just too much
He
for him.
didn't like the ocean.
There's Nyla.
Bobby.
Mm-hmm. That's Susan taking a shower bath out in front.
That's what's his name there, isn't
Bobby and what's his name? Gigi.
it? Gigi.
Come up, spend the day with him. Sollers, Gigi Sollers.
That's Patty.
That's Pat on their horses.
Brett
Brent
and Fred and
Bob.
Paul.
and Paul, yeah.
There's Susie. There's Fred and Paul.
Then one of you had to be Bobby. Okay, this was up at Bear Lake, according to the instruction with Fred and Merlene, and Patty and Paul, and
You never knew I was a horseman, did you, huh?
no, still not sure. Kids had fun that day on the horses, though. Patty was a horsewoman, boy, she could ride.
That's Sue behind Paul. Fred there, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. That's,
Is that Paul?
it's either Paul or Steve. There's Sue. Well, that's in her dance costume when she was taking dancing lessons.
I don't know whatever happened to them.
Now we're on vacation again. This is in 1956.
We're picking tomatoes.
It's out of Grandpa's Earnshaw's garden. He had some planted there with his zinnias.
Grandma putting some salt on a fresh tomato.
Oh, Grandma, that's me.
Well, that's you, I guess. Then.
Boy, they were good, too, when you picked them right out of the garden. That's Grandma's and her prize dahlias that she raised. She loved her flowers. Both she and Dad loved flowers. They raised flowers, and
Margie with the harvest.
Grandpa's prize tomatoes. Grandpa always liked to have a garden, and when there wasn't room there, he even rented space and had gardens, and then he'd take all of it around and give it to the people in the ward.
I'm taking these pictures out of the window of the car as we're going.
Yeah,
Looks like it too, don't it?
yep.
We're coming up to the Big Rock Candy Mountain there. It's in the fall of the year. We're heading over into,
This was our trip home with Peg and Jerry in October of 1956.
when we listened to the no-hitter World Series game, remember?
I don't remember that. But
I remember.
it was a pretty day. Let's see. We went back through southern Utah, didn't we? Down through the canyons again.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, we're entering Red Mountain there. Going into Bryce's. Red Canyon. That was down on the Navajo Trail there in the canyon. And Peg and Jerry and I hiked, and yeah, we hiked down there. Squirrels all over. That was Peggy feeding the squirrels. Come up and eat right out of her hand. Look at them crawling all over her arms there. Bobby and Sue. There's Kent. This is the year that we had the family reunion there. This was the family reunion up in Ogden, remember?
Mm-hmm.
When
And
they
Becky,
had the Dinkers reunion. There's Betty and Mike.
was that Betty and Eddie?
And that's Betty and Mike. This is 1956.
Oh. There's Aunt Cobra, Aunt Marie,
There's
Ruth,
that was Ruth in front. There's
there's
Mother,
Mother, and Edith, and,
the lady from up in northern
Mother's
friend,
friend up
yeah.
there, yeah.
Frida,
Yeah, Frida, George's wife.
and that's Mother and Edith there.
That's Becky.
That's Becky crawling. She didn't want to get her dress dirty. That's Harold. Youngest girl.
daughter. There's Uncle Jerry. Jerry Kep. And his wife, Marisha.
Aunt Marie. There's Aunt Liz.
Well, that's all of Daker's clan there. Mother's there. Edith's there.
Picture's really not clear and distinct enough to get all of them in to tell you who they are.
There's Dad, these two sisters.
Aunt Marie and Aunt
Liz.
Liz.
There's Roberta.
That's your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin Roberta. There was Wes right there.
That's
There's Jean
Jean. What's their last name? Live up-
Hancock, isn't it?
No, it was Wes Hancock. Gene Simmons, is it? Or anyway, Gene lives up in Idaho.
Idaho Falls. Oh.
This was another part of the Denkers family.
This is Dad's brother's side, or Grandpa's brother's side of the family. That's Dad Earnshaw and his daughter. Some of the foliage we shot as we were coming home.
Pretty autumn leaves. That looks like Cedar Breaks there, doesn't it?
No, I don't think we went through Cedar Breaks.
Some more of the pretty foliage down through southern Utah. This is Halloween again. This was the Halloween parade, just a short picture of it. This was the snow in January, 1957. That was down California, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went up Baldy.
Went up to Baldy, you and the kids. Jerry, is that Jerry?
Jack Hines, if I'm not mistaken.
There's Stephen in his new outfit.
His chapeau.
Stephen's second birthday. Looks pretty sharp in his new birthday outfit, doesn't he? His new tricycle.
Remember that vest?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. That's his second birthday, I guess, huh?
Yes. 1957. There's Mother and Dad, Grandpa and Grandma Dinkers, or Earnshaw. This was when we took them up to Santa Barbara, up to the missions. That was the mission there in Santa Barbara. We took a little trip. And there's Stephen. And Bobby. There's our good neighbors, Vern Whitson.
Bless old Vern's heart.
He's out there digging, ready to plant his roses between his
Yeah.
house and our house. There's Margaret. Here comes Grandma Earnshaw, coming out to see what's going on. And this looks like Easter again. This is Easter.
As I said, we always got the camera out on the holidays. Easter and Christmas. Rest of the time of the year we didn't use it too much.
See how our family's growing. And this was up
we're
at Yellowstone.
Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where we're at. That's Antler Bridge. There's Grandma and Susan.
This was in June of 1957.
Mother.
Remember how pretty the wildflowers were up there then at that time?
Yeah, it was a pretty time of year to go. Just think how many deer must have been there.
There's the Great Tetons. It's a beautiful country up there.
There's the Yellowstone River.
Grandma. Hi, Grandma.
And some of the hot pots there. Mud volcano.
That's the falls coming down the river.
Is that Rainbow Bridge in the background?
I don't
back
know.
there?
I know that's Yellowstone Falls there.
Not Rainbow Bridge, but Fishing Bridge. Fishing Bridge and Grand Canyon of Yellowstone Tower, 1957.
Sure was some pretty country up there. We're gonna have to take another trip up there, honey. Refresh our memories, huh?
Yes, that's quite a few years ago. That's the only time we've been up there. Soon be 30 years since we were there.
I don't imagine it's changed much.
This area here is what they call the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, I think.
There's the old bears, see?
Mhm.
Go up there now, you don't see them bears.
Bear and his little cub.
Is that Elva?
That's Elva. Remember we met Elva and Lyle up there. They were up there. There's another big bear and its cub. Maybe that's the same one. Pretty falls.
Oh, there it is.
Your first and only fish you
There
caught.
it is.
Caught that on Rainbow Bridge.
Fishing bridge.
Fishing Bridge. I don't know why I want to call it Rainbow. First time you'd ever fished Beginner's luck. That was in front of our cabin up there.
I quit while I was ahead.
Draining the old ice chest. There's Grandma out on the porch. And there's Lyle.
Melba. And Grandma. There we all are.
We left Stephen home with your mother, didn't we?
Yeah.
We just took the 3 older ones. So I guess Steve's never been to Yellowstone.
Nope. Fishing Bridge, that's where I caught the fish. Look at the bear.
Yeah. I was always afraid of the bears. They can get pretty dangerous. I remember I was afraid to go to the restroom at night for fear of meeting up with one. They used to go in the restrooms and every place.
Well, they own that park, and you better believe they did. Gosh, I forgot about that Yellowstone Park business. I don't know what we got now.
That might have been Old Faithful when it was going off.
Probably is. That's what that is.
That is.
That's Old Faithful.
That's Old Faithful.
Spouting there.
Mm-hmm. They say it isn't as regular anymore going off like it was then.
Since the earthquake. There's the Old Faithful Lodge. We got the sign after the picture, huh?
Some more of the hot pots around steaming.
That's the water, I guess, running off or something.
Some more bears.
Old brown bear. Yellowstone National Park.
Leaving Yellowstone.
That's the Idaho Falls Temple. Right there on the Snake River in Idaho Falls. Now we're in Grandpa and Grandma's backyard again.
With the grandkids. That's Sharon and Kent. That was Sharon that just got up, wasn't it?
I think so.
Grandma gets giggling, she'll never get up. That's Kent. That was Mike there running
That
around.
old dad, he gets up like his son does now. That's the back porch of the old home.
That's Betty. She's pregnant with Eddie. And Carol. And there's Becky. And Sharon.
There's the 24th of July parade.
Yeah, this is the 24th of July parade, and the Ute rangers there
Yeah,
that
Buffalo
Frank used to ride
riding.
with. This was in 1957, July 24th parade. Most of these floats, as I remember, were put on by the different wards there in Salt Lake, weren't they?
Yeah. These are all different wards that put them on.
Depicting different times and things of the church. Pioneers and Mormon battalion, I guess. And then our famous clowns, KUTV.
Well, here we are back up at the Snells in Fresno. There's dear old Papa, Bobby on an old Brownie, and there's Steve and Bobby. Oh, we did have fun up there on that farm.
Too bad we don't have a picture of Sue and I on it when the horse ran away with us.
There's Jack
We
and
got bucked off.
Tex. Yeah, now Jack's running the farm up there. He's got his own dairy farm. There's Papa on the tractor.
Yay, you made it work.
Well, every now and then I get lucky.
That's Dick in the background. That looks like David getting on the horse there now.
Yeah, Dick was a big man.
That's Brent and
That's
Dad.
our oldest boy. He's the runt. Brent's the youngest, the oldest, and he's the smallest. He's not no runt though. He weighs about 230 pounds. There's Marion, bless her heart. David and Bobby, and there's Sue and Mary and David. Dick on Tex.
There's Susan and Bob on the tractor racing around there. Uh-oh,
There's Grandma on the
they
tractor.
got me on there now.
We put all the kids in the house when that happened. Somebody got their thumb in front of the lens, you know that?
Guess who I probably took? No,
No,
I
you're
couldn't take
on the
that.
tractor.
That looked like Brent was taking the picture. I was never a very good horsewoman. That must have been the day that Sue got on the back and we went up the street. Yeah, there we
There
go.
you go. They both got bucked off.
And coming back, Sue says, "Mom, make it run, make it trot." But I didn't realize that all the time when it was trotting, her feet was short enough that it was just hitting the horse in the flanks. Her feet were bouncing up and down, and pretty
There's,
soon old Brownie just come to a halt. We went up right over their head.
there's Steve and the cats. Always lots of cats up on a dairy farm.
Keep the mice away.
It's hard to believe that he's 6'4" now and weighs 245 pounds, huh?
This was a lot of fun for the kids when we went up there on the farm. They raised cotton and raised their own popcorn and all of the stuff for the animals.
Oh, we're up at Santa's Village now, I think,
Up
aren't
in
we?
the San Bernardino Mountains.
Yeah. This is what they call Santa's Village. Now you watch and you'll see Mrs. Santa Claus maybe.
There we are at the North Pole. It's a big pole of ice.
Oh, we got it through with Santa's Village.
Evidently I didn't have that down here.
That's our dog sender with the kids. Now this is our home. This is where we live right now. And it is ours. It's all paid for.
I don't know if this was any particular day or not. We're all dressed up.
Just got home from church, I'll bet you.
That's my sister Elva and Lyle. They were down visiting, evidently. And their daughter Nyla.
Back at Jess and Athens' old house, isn't
Yeah,
it?
this is over to my sister's. Okay, this is up in the mountains again. I don't remember where this was. Can't even see who
I
that
think
is.
this
Can
was
you?
on that father and son's outing. That looks like Kent, though, don't it?
You got me. I don't remember this at all, so evidently it was the... Can't even tell who the adults were there.
That isn't Buck, is it?
And when I first saw him, I thought it was. There's Grandpa.
That's my dad. We're up in the Granddaddy Lakes now. That's Kent, yeah.
Yeah, well, you took Kent and Brent and Bobby, just the boys. You
Yeah.
and you and Dad took them up there.
Scoutmaster Dinkers. Leland was with us too, if I remember right. That's probably Leland there. That's some pretty country up there too.
Yeah, that's who that is. That's Leland. That was
Yeah.
a boy that lived next door to Grandpa Dinkers and Brent used to play with when we were up there on vacation.
That's his cousin, my
Kent.
son's oldest boy. Only boy, I guess I should say. He had 3 girls. Gee,